Welcome, viewer. We have today the privilege of having our guests. I am Kamambogo from Merimo TV, and we are covering the 6th National Science Week, sponsored and organized by NACOSTI, the National Commissions for Science, Technology and Innovation. And with me on set, I have the privilege of having Dr. Njiru from University of Embu. Dr. Njiru, most welcome.
Thank you.
Kindly introduce yourself to our guests, our viewer.
I'm Dr. Paul Njiru Nthakanio. I'm a senior lecturer in the University of Embu. I work in the Department of Agricultural Resource Management, where I am a lecturer and a researcher. My area of research is in genetics, biotechnology, and specifically targeting the area of crop breeding.
Thank you very much. I'm reliably informed that you have been a researcher for a long time. In fact, you have worked with NACOSTI for some time. Kindly put the 6th National Week into perspective. What's it all about?
Thank you. Yes, like you've been told, I've been collaborating or working in association with NACOSTI for a long time. Actually, we started when it was the National Council of Science and Technology, and the year after it became NACOSTI. And in these many years, the aspect has been to champion science, technology, and innovation. Now, this is the 60th cycle of Science and Innovation Week. My take on this one is a week where scientists and researchers and innovators come to display science, technologies, and innovations which can be able to be used by the stakeholders, the community, where the community you're saying here, we look at the industries, the community out there, like the farmers, the consumers, so that they can be able to benefit from the science which have been done in the universities and the various research institutions.
The theme of this year, Dr. Njiru, has something to do with the research and the climate change. Could you kindly tell us what is this that you're talking about, the connection between science, technology, and innovation with regard to climate change? What exactly does that mean?
Let me start by saying, the aspect of the climate change. You are all aware climate is changing. And what do we mean by this? In a layman's language, it's like temperatures are increasing, rainfalls become erratic, and because of this, many things have changed. What are these many things? One, with erratic rainfall, we are not able to plan for food, when to plant, and sometimes when to harvest. Diseases are kept increasing sometimes because of increase in temperature, we find, for example, we have mosquitoes where they are not supposed to be, because some high areas because of increase in the temperatures. We have got those who know Mount Kenya. Now the snow is melting, such that if you look at the beautiful snow-covered Mount Kenya today, there's no snow, and many other effects. Now, what is the implication of all this to humankind or to the That means we have got little water. Like now you realize in Nairobi there's a lot of water ration. If you can get most of the rivers in Kenya and kind of almost dried up. The implication of that, although we want the food and water for irrigation, then it means like you have to drill maybe the borehole. And again in the borehole, the water is going down. What it means now, it affects food security. There is not enough water to irrigate so that you can be able to grow crops.
So from your estimation, as you as a participant, as also as a judge in this year's 6th National Science Week, there are some of the innovations that we may have seen that you think are inspiring, could be giving us hope out of that disastrous fear of climate change?
Definitely, there's a lot of innovations which have come, and one of them you realize, especially those who have come with various pumps, like solar-driven water pumps, which can be able to be used by the rural farmer and by the local farmer to be able to pump the water so they can be able to use it for irrigation. At the same time, there are many other innovations which can be able to be used, not necessarily to mitigate the climate change, but they can be able to increase food productivity. And some of them, you find like there are those who have come with a small incubator for the chicken, or you can be able to hatch the chicken in a small scale and help the farmers. We have got those people who are recycling various waste into usable products. What does this mean? Some of this waste, if it is left in the environment, is going to be a nuisance. But when it is turned to usable commodities, then it becomes well.
How do you respond to somebody who raised the issue that most of the things that we are seeing in this convention is that we have most of them at the ideation stage, others are at the prototype stage. Whenever are we going to get a point where we are going to actual production of some of the proposed very good research findings?
Well, let me say like we are quite an advanced stage, because if you realize innovation technology is not just a one-day event. It comes, of course, we have to do them training in what you call them, like the science, technology, and those basic science and mathematics, chemistry, and all that. But where we have now, we have come with some of the innovations and what we may call the idea development stage. These ideas, some of them have been turned into technologies like you have seen. These technologies, what is remains now, it is to incubate some of these technologies so that they can be able to be used in the industries. And by the way, some of them have already been picked in the industries, and they are using them in production. Of course, it is not necessarily maybe sometime in the so-called the commodity, the product producing industry, they can be also a service industry. For example, all of you are aware of M-Pesa. It has really revolutionized the way the money is transferred in this country. Yes. So as we going on, there are quite a number of technologies which need to be developed. And the good thing, we have got various arms of government which are responsible for that. Like, for example, you have got what we call the NRF, National Research Fund. This is, it is funding the research and some of those ideas so that they can be able to be turned to technologies. Then you have that one.
Let me hear this. We have been at it for the 6th year. We are calling it the 6th.
Yeah.
The question is, all those years, would you have some success story that you can say, well, actually, out of this particular year, we had this kind of idea which was presented for the first time, and then over time, it has become a tangible product. Could you have some evidence out of the long experience that you have in the research world and in this engagement of the National Science Week, this being the 6th year for that matter?
Oh, yes. Like you had during some of the presentation in this week, we have got researchers who have come with drought-tolerant crops. Some of these crops, with this climate change, you can be able to grow in areas where there is rich water, and you can be able to have food for the hungry people. We have got some of them technologies like you saw, where there is the shoe where you can be able to use the shoe and you can charge, the telephone.
As you walk around.
As you walk around, it will be charging, self-charging. We have got some of the areas like where we have got the solar pumping of water. Those are some of the projects which have been funded. First of all, it started when it was NACOSTI was funding, and now with NRF, and this is the first time NRF have picked up to fund some of these innovations. At the same time, you realize this is what we make the capacity building. Again, some of these people who have been funded are the masters and the PhD students. These are the people who are going to pick up some of various research and then develop various products. The importance of this one is that the PhD, the people who have been funded for the PhD are the ones who are going to enter into research. Yes, and again, of course, their thesis, they have developed quite some products.
Thank you very much. Kindly address the issue of patenting, the issue of loyalty rights. How do you ensure that maybe somebody does not come and do a very good presentation, and then after that the idea is lost, and then the person cannot reap any benefit out of it? We couldn't be having people who are walking around scouting for new inventions, but they come and pick ideas and they are not patenting them. All of a sudden, we start seeing products coming from outside. That's landing on those ideas. How do we ensure that we safeguard intellectual property?
Okay. One of the things which the scientists, researchers, and innovators are advised is one, once they get something, of importance, which is likely to be an innovation, or they have invented, because the two are different, it is good they consult the relevant bodies. And one of them is KICC, Kenya Institute of
Kenya Intellectual Property.
Intellectual Property.
Yes.
And we have got other bodies like the KICC. Those who are breeders, they can be able to visit KICC. There are those ones who have come with the copyright. They can be able to visit this body which is dealing with the copyright. So that is an area where you get the expert, and when you visit them, they can be able to give you a very technical advice on how to go about it. And it is advisable to visit them before you become public, because the moment you go public, then you are likely to lose your innovation to another person.
If you have not patented.
If you have not.
Fine. Let's go now to the linkage between the researchers and this kind of engagement that we have here and the industry. I have not seen the industry.
Yes, it's true. That is where the challenge is. Because one of the things, like the consumers of innovations, inventions, and technologies couldn't be the industry. Because we hear the researchers, they do the research, and there should be somebody to commercialize it. Yes. There, I agree there's a missing link, and probably I may not be able to answer this question for the time being, because I'm not in the organization. But I hope when you interview the organizers, they should be able to tell you where are the industries.
Why the industry is not missing in action.
They ought to be here so that they can be able to pick some of this research and then go for production development.
But then maybe I can throw it back to you. Could be it's you, the universities, who shouldn't be kind of selling the same ideas to industries, so that you can earn loyalties for yourself and for the institutions. Yeah,
that is true. However, like I was saying, one of the things you may realize when they come to research, you may realize, and it really happens, researchers may not necessarily be the people who go and develop the product. Yes. However, yes, it's true, you're saying, and it has been brought, there's a weak link between the industry and the academia. And this is one of the things which need to be seen. Yes. And one of the things which I still believe, and sometimes earlier in the week we can talk, is how we can be able to use the research to develop what I call the youth capital, so that some of these youth can be able to be developed as researchers. Secondly, how to be able to use, even the ones who are already being trained by PhD and masters, and even undergraduate, they can be able to have what we call a job on their fingertips. What do I mean by this? The skills. That means the research we do, we should be able, first of all, to produce two things. One, the research product, and two, because in university we are supposed to teach, research, and extend. Yes. The student who is trained within this research should be able to be as equally good as the person who is researching, so that they can be able to have those skills. That idea of extend, what does it entail? You've mentioned research in something and extend. Extension. Extension. Yeah. So let me finish with the product. Yes. When the students have graduated, they should be able to have those skills on their fingertips, so that they can be able to go and work. Now, there's the aspect of extension, and that's where I think where you're saying, as the university and the industry, you have got a weak linkage, and you challenge us, what is the problem? Because the university is supposed to go out of the laboratory, or the researchers to go out of the findings to the people who have the capital, and take the findings to, first of all, the people of the capital who can be able to produce product, and two, also to the end users, so that they can be able to extend. That is the law. Okay. Maybe that is, again, maybe another weak area, and you may realize one of the areas, it also got its own challenges, because it also requires some capital. Thank you very much. Yeah. I now want us to change a little bit. I want us now to talk to you as a senior lecturer, chairman of a department at the University of Embu. Maybe let our viewer know exactly what University of Embu is doing. I know you are a young university, but let me hear what you are doing in as far as research is concerned, and the specific research has something to do with Embu County, the mother county, first and foremost. Thank you very much. Like you said, you have again alluded to the fact that you are quite young, but that does not mean we do not have research you can be able to extend the community. Yes. One, you realize the university is located in a very rich agricultural area. So one of the key areas, which of course we ought to do and we need to do, is to come with the research to provide solutions to the needs of the farmers within. At the moment, we have a number of research programs which are targeting the masters, PhD, not mentioned undergraduate. A lot of this research is done within the county and the neighboring county. Like we have got some research to do with crop protection. We have got to do with the research to do with breeding, and we have got some research which is touching on soil fertility. We have got research which is touching on post-harvest technology. All those research which is going to benefit the local farmer first, or the local person.
Yes. How do you extend? How do you reach out the farmer down there in Kiritiri, having a challenge of Mogoka and other things?
Okay. Again, let me say that is good. What we do at University of Embu, we have got sometimes we call the farmers, and what we call them, we present research. Yes. Because of the way they may be dispersed all over, we call them within the university in what we call the research presentation days. Yes. And within that time, we share what we may call the research findings. We have done this in a number of occasions. To mention, we have and deal with the farmers on banana tissue culture and how they can be able to be developed within the county, and to do things through the soil fertility, because we realize soil fertility is one of the key areas which is affecting the agricultural productivity. And we have got a few other things to do with the seeds and the quality seeds. At the same time, we also respond when we are called by other organizations, so that we can be able to share the same information with the community. Like some time back, we and one of them group like the Nawili Circle. They organized, and we went out there and we shared the information with the farmers. Also, when there are these opening days, which are called, also we invited, and we'll be able to go there and share the information.
How are the emerging young universities, maybe Embu in particular and other universities, or what's the level of engagement with the county governments in as far as the research and the challenges the county governments are concerned? What's the situation? What's happening outside there?
That one at the moment may be difficult to comment on, because first of all, you realize the county governments are also quite young. They are putting their procedures, structures in place. Yes. However, the county government, through the they have got them various departments like agriculture, they should be able to work with the university. First of all, for extension of knowledge. Yes. Because you realize agriculture is an evolved function. Yes. So if the research is being done at the university, the county government has to come over so they can be able to do that. But at the moment, we have not done a lot of an engagement, although we are into it, we are coming to it, because I know there are quite a number of agreements, MOUs going on. We'll be able to collaborate in areas of all those areas mentioned of agriculture, health, and many others.
Very good. In the concluding remarks, we have just today launched as an offshoot of this Young Scientists Technology Kenya. Maybe you can just mention what's it about, this Young Sciences and Technology Kenya. Maybe you can let the viewer understand what's up here.
So let me say, like, this is the thing which has been mentioned today. And to me, it's a very exciting idea, because I'm one person who advocates what I call the youth capital development. What this means is that we'll be able to identify some of the research minds at a very tender age, so that you can be able to develop them, mentor and develop them. The implication of this one is one, in the secondary schools, the university, that's also our catchment area. We need to go there and identify those people who will be able to come and do our programs. Yes. At the same time, we have got facilities in the universities, which some of these people can be able to could use, so that they can be able to develop that talent. Yes. In essence, it means like before a person graduates from secondary school and comes to the university, they will already be having that kind of research ideas and some research interest. Yes. And they are able to develop quickly because one, they'll be able to use the equipments, probably sometime at the university level. They'll be maintained so that you can be able to incubate some of those ideas. And the ones which can be able to develop the product, I'm sure the industry will have come and they'll have identified them and they'll be able to put them to the next level.
Thank you.
Incubation.
I'm getting the signal that our time is running out. I would like you to, in very few words, summarize and conclude and give us a projection. Where is this one taking Kenya? Where are you seeing this research for emphasis on research and innovation? Is it taking us somewhere? In concluding remarks, kindly address the viewer and you summarize your presentation.
Thank you very much. Let me say the science, technology, and innovation is one important sector because there is no one nation which can be able to develop without first of all developing science, technology, and innovation. Why is this? Because you realize history has shown every country has to be able to develop its own technology, because if you depend on other countries to develop technology for ourselves, then first, we are going to buy this technology, then we are going to have what to make all the capital outflow. Two, we will not be able to update the technology as it requires. So it becomes good to have what we call home-developed, homegrown technology, which will be able to cater of our local solutions. By so doing, we can be able to quick fast and catch up with them developed countries. And this we can be able to do under what we may call the technological transfer. But after it is transferred, we should be able to customize and adopt it so that it can be of utility to us. By so doing, we can be able to develop more innovations, and of course, the other can be able to invent and catch up with the developed countries.
Thank you very much, Dr. Njiru.
Thank you.
Make sure you invite Elimu TV to Embu University. We'll be happy to come and have a conversation.
Definitely, we need to collaborate on this here, so that we can be able to build this nation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.